Welcome to 52 Questions. I'm Shannon Weber, Director of HIVE. Every year, HIVE answers hundreds of questions from patients, their partners, and providers, and each week in 2018, we're bringing one of those frequently asked questions to you in video format. For this week's question, I have a special guest. I'm at the International AIDS Conference in Amsterdam, met the most amazing human from Australia, and I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself and answer this question, which is, why did you create an inclusive U=U campaign?
Thanks, Shannon. Hi, everyone. My name is Holas. I am from Australia. I am a grassroots activist, and I'm the co-founder of the Institute of Many, or TIM, which is Australia's largest grassroots movement for people living with HIV. We set out to create a inclusive U=U campaign because we know that this movement, that this fight, the fight to end AIDS around the world, cannot happen without bringing everyone with us. And so for us, we set out to create an inclusive campaign that was inclusive in many ways. Firstly, it was a zero-inclusive campaign. We did this U=U campaign knowing that we wanted people living with HIV to know that undetectable equals untransmittable, and that means zero risk of passing on HIV to their partners. But we knew that was only half the battle. We could create a resilient community of people living with HIV who believed that, but we knew that to truly end HIV, we needed our partners and our potential partners to know that undetectable equals untransmittable. So we created a zero-inclusive campaign that had HIV-positive people on treatment and HIV-negative people at risk of contracting HIV, some on PrEP, some not, talking about how U=U has impacted all of their lives. They all talked about how it created an environment for them that liberated them from fear of contracting or passing on HIV. The next step for us was to make it was really important that it was a gender-inclusive campaign. In Australia, women living with HIV are certainly not in the majority, but they are a long-time part of the HIV response in Australia. And there are women living with HIV who've been there from the start of the epidemic, and there are women still contracting HIV today. And it was really important for us to create a campaign that featured women living with HIV who were talking about the benefits that they experience from U=U, because so many women living with HIV tell us, especially in Australia, that they don't have the prefabricated community of gay and bisexual men living with HIV to fall back on. And every single woman living with HIV I know feels that at some point she's isolated and she's doing it on her own. So that was really important for us to communicate to women living with HIV and their potential partners that they had nothing to worry about. And finally, and this might seem really obvious to those of you back in San Francisco, but it was really important for us to make a racially and culturally diverse campaign. And that's because in Australia, overseas born men who have sex with men and Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander HIV rates are going up, while general HIV rates are going down. So that was super important for us because the great struggle in Australia is the sin of colonisation. We have First Nations people who have been dispossessed and greatly disenfranchised for centuries now, and we have to feature them. So it was really important to feature our Gubby Gubby man Davey in the campaign, as well as a variety of people, including Mexican-American Australian resident Ed, who is an HIV survivor. So it was also age diverse. We had long-term HIV survivors, and we had 20-something guys just about to go on PrEP as well. So for us, intersectionality is the name of the game, and while you all might think that back in Australia we're just a bunch of beer-drinking rednecks, while that is unfortunately sadly true in most cases, it's really important for us to bring everyone with us to end HIV.
Awesome. Well, we'll put links to this in the comments. Thank you so much for the good work you do. We can't wait to share the videos.
Thank you. Check them out. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye.